I'm Bob Ross. Welcome to The Joy of Painting. Today we're going to paint a Fritzyscape. Load up the brush here, and we're going to paint a depressed semicircle, a little show booker black, and then paint another semicircle, also depressed. And let's put a little bird right there, just happy. And maybe this bird's not as happy. Maybe this only hears the sadness in the forest. And there's some grass all over, just wherever you want to put it, just wherever you want to put it. But maybe that's a little dark forest, and maybe there's a creepy path that goes right through it, and only creepy things come out of there. And oh, what do you say? We put a pond right up there and another pond, and what are those things doing up there? Oh, maybe, they're leaking water because they feel victimized all the time. Oh no. Yeah, maybe there's a little patch of grass over there, but not too much, and maybe just a scotia grass right there, and maybe a bird that lives right there, and all that bird does is smell homemade because he's hungry. Okay, that's all the time we have for now. Until next time, God bless, and the box score starts now.
About sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They, of course, are the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. This whole Ray Rice thing has sort of shifted the attention over to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who sat down with CBS reporter and Grammy Award-winning Norah Macdonald, did an interview with her. Fritzy, I know you probably reached out to the NFL. How did that interaction go?
Not well. I've gotten, you get a combination of either no response at all, or, we've gotten your last 38 responses still not available, or just, what's the most frustrating is no response at all. I can deal with that. I can deal with no or not available, or we're going in another direction, or whatever they want to say. But when they don't respond at all, that's disappointing. The professional thing to do is just send a note back, which I usually do. But the last couple of days, they didn't want any part of me.
By the way, Brock, I like how you corrected Norah Jones with Norah Macdonald.
Thank you. I'm looking into a Fritzyscape right now. Paulie, do you think the NFL commissioner will do any interviews moving forward?
I don't see why. I can't see the upside from talking more. That being said, the interview I don't think helped him a lot. I don't know if it hurt him a lot, but it definitely didn't help him. Like Dan said, I think there's a strategy to everything they do, and they picked the right person. They handpicked the person they wanted to do the interview, and I would not talk at all if I were him.
But he's the NFL commissioner. He's got to give interviews.
No, he doesn't. He actually doesn't. He hasn't come on this show in at least 2 or 3 years, and
but he does his safe ones. He'll do like NFL.
Right, but he doesn't. In the next week, he has no obligation to do any interviews with anybody. And if he's smart, he would not. I would want to get right to that Thursday night game, and then you get to college football, and then you get to pro football, and then we moved on.
It is dominating the headlines. One story that's sort of living in the shadows right now is Hawks owner Bruce Levinson's racially charged email. You guys had Jason Whitlock on today, and he actually came to Bruce's defense.
I think we all have to have the ability and right to talk about race. I think the man was talking about inclusion, and we need to understand the difference between being a capitalist and a racist. Capitalism dictates some of the things he's saying in that email. Yep. Some of the things that I said as a radio host in Kansas City about making my show more inclusive because it was dominated by black callers and black listeners. I instructed my staff, we have to do some things to make this more inclusive for white males.
Jason's a really interesting guy and really controversial, writer, speaker. He's a guy who gets a lot of attention, and I think he says a lot of really smart things, and I don't always agree with them, but I thought today he was really spot on and really pretty powerful, and that, you should be able to, in a civil society, be able to discuss race and different cultural issues, and we celebrate them, and it would be nice to have an honest discussion about them. But it's such a slippery slope to really go down that road. But I love having him on. It would be nice if we could call him without race being the issue that we're discussing.
Yeah, I appreciated his take as well, and he's always well thought out. And but it's tricky, like Seton was saying, it is a slippery slope because we're so quick to judge in the politically correct world and everything. We see one word that looks a little, just not right, or something that could possibly offend a group, and you shy away from it, or we're ready to attack somebody for saying something without even knowing the context or what's behind it. So it was refreshing to hear what Jason had to say, to actually take his side instead of just attacking the entire Hawks organization.
It's interesting. I was actually looking today for any contrarian takes on Ray Rice. I didn't really see very much. People, I do feel like often the media gets headed in one direction and everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your job. If you somehow back Ray Rice today, I'd say 50-50 that you'll probably lose your job or get suspended.
Yeah, I mean, well,
and now when you say back Ray Rice is not saying I support what he did, because that's not even possible to make that type of argument.
Right.
But if you did something like he's getting punished too much, let's say you had a columnist and say he's getting punished too much, he was already punished, why is he getting this? It would be very tough to make that argument without someone saying, look at that guy defending Ray Rice.
Well, I mean, I think Bomani did that yesterday, where he was saying, we've already punished the guy once and now we're punishing him again. How do you just keep making up the rules there? But yeah,
But I think that fits what Jason was saying too. Like, you can't have an honest discussion about race in the media. I don't think, honestly, like you could have. I don't think there was any room for contrarian opinions on Ray Rice in the media, because people would lose their jobs. Mm-hmm. It's just a fact. It's a tough spot to be in.
It's like a chilling effect.
Yeah.
It makes you not talk about it at all, which is worse.
Heavy sports topics. You guys dialed it towards the lighter side of sports as Sports Jeopardy came up. And then the boss came up with this bright idea regarding it all.
I am going to have you guys on Sports Jeopardy, and I'd like for you guys to do a video clue the next time I go out. So when they go to a category, I'd like the category to read Danettes. So, Danettes for $2.50, Dan, and then Fritzy would come up. Hopefully you would read it and not, spend 50 seconds on it.
You just kind of elaborate and
schmooze it through. No. So each of you guys would be one of the clues. Yeah, Paul.
This Danette is a rampant lotion user.
That's double jeopardy.
This is tough because as great as this news sound is that we're going to be part of Sports Jeopardy, I emailed the Sports Jeopardy people just before the box score because I knew this would be a topic, and I asked them about this. And the guy who's in charge of all categories and hints and stuff like that said, what are you talking about? So as much as Dan, I'm sure, has a lot of pull at Sports Jeopardy and could probably get us to voice hints for the show, I don't think that's in the works as of yet. I'm hopeful.
Well, let's pretend it actually was. Let's pretend that you guys were actually a category on Sports Jeopardy. What would your clue sound like? Mine would probably sound like this 10-year-old, 5'10", 145, hit 4 home runs to lead the Biscuit 2 League. Who was Brock Everett? Okay. So let's go with Seton. No, how about you, Fritzy? What would your clue be?
This Danette enjoys the Broncos, cocktail weenies, Hall & Oates, and adult entertainment, not necessarily in that order. Prefers KY, but born and raised in NY.
Oh, my gosh.
For $200. Okay, Seton, what would your clue be?
Don't make me go after him. What the hell's wrong with you?
Somebody asked him.
I don't know. Mine would probably be something about just the words fake laughter and mild substance abuse issues.
Who is Seton?
Who is Seton?
Who's Seton? McLovin, what would yours sound like?
This Danette went to the same high school as Alexander Haig, the creators of The Real World, and the creators of the hit show 30-something, and also Kobe Bryant. Who is Andy McLovin Perloff?
Nice.
Yes. Okay, Paulie, you're
Andy
up.
Similar to Fritzy's, this Danette likes Jason Statham, Autumn, and his family in that order. Who is Paul Pabst?
For $1,000, everyone's a winner there. I hope you guys get a category on there. Okay, stay with us. Someone dropped a bombshell on the show today. He's a hardcore thug. What? Like yourself. He doesn't care how your weekend went. If you invited him to your birthday party, you'd be wasting paper. Remember the time he complimented your sweater? Neither do we.
he refuses to let you merge when getting on the freeway. His blood type is jerky negative.
You know, I'm not always mean, but when I'm at my meanest, it's on the box score.
Welcome back to the Box Score. Paulie's certainly the meanest guy on this show by far. We'll talk about badness, though. I'll tell you a little story. As a kid, I think I was in 3rd grade. I had just played in the musical Oliver, so I thought that maybe pickpocketing or shoplifting might be cool. So I threw on a pair of sunglasses and went over to our local grocery store called the Dutch Maid and shoplifted a chunky bar, for which I was immediately apprehended by the store manager, and they called my mom and dad, and I've never felt more in trouble in my life. But I blame Charles Dickens and Oliver Twist and musical theater for all of that, turning me bad. McLovin, would you consider me a hardcore criminal after hearing that story?
Brock, to be honest, I considered you a hardcore criminal long before hearing that story. I think this first or second time I met you, I was like, wow, I'm really happy that you're out of prison. Why don't you come host the show?
Yeah, I agree. I'd always heard that DirecTV does not do background checks, and you're a confirmation of that.
Yes.
That is a damn good thing. One guy who's a hardcore criminal we found out is one Paul Pabst.
I was at the seafood restaurant in Boston area once, and it was awful. Just not even close to good. They weren't nice. I didn't complain about the food, but at the end, I went to put my credit card down or a debit card down. Like, oh, we don't take debit card. There's a couple blocks away. There's an ATM. A couple blocks. I go, okay, I'll be right back, and I never came back.
What? What?
She was not nice. She goes, you didn't see the sign when you walked in? She like chastised me for not knowing they don't take credit cards.
Dine and dash?
No, I think it was a proper reaction to the tone of the room.
Wow.
I stand by it.
Disappointing to hear that story. That's quite a revelation. You know, we could all call Paulie a number of things, but like some kind of criminal. He's held a lot of. He's been a bouncer. He's lived like 1,000 different lives. He's held all these different jobs and positions. But Paulie, say what you want, he always ultimately looks to do the right thing. And after the way he described it, though, I can't completely blame him if someone's going to be that way. As far as giving him an attitude that he missed a sign or whatever, and she sounded like this woman was really a pain in the neck, and he did what he felt he had to do. But ultimately, I thought Paulie would ultimately leave a couple of bucks, even if it wasn't exactly the amount he was supposed to.
So what exactly is your
walking away? So that was.
Whose side are you on, Fritzy?
I'm gonna say ultimately, I thought Paulie. I was surprised. I thought Paulie would leave some money and handle it a little differently than that.
Did you steal some dishes once?
I did. I didn't steal it. They forgot to ring up a box of dishes. We bought 2 boxes. They only charged us for 1.
You chose to leave and not pay the bill.
Yeah, and I just decided.
Sounds familiar.
I rationalized it as I guess it must be buy one get one free Wednesday or something, and just kind of drove off. I figured all the other things we bought were probably overpriced anyway, so it balanced out.
There you go.
Okay, guys, time to come clean. Anything you want to confess from your childhood or days before? Seton, do you have anything you want to lay on the table for us?
Well, Brock, you actually brought back really painful memories from my childhood, specifically one. I grew up in South Amboy, New Jersey, and on Broadway, which is like the main street running through, there's the Uptown Krausers, and then literally 2 blocks away on the same street is the Downtown Krausers.
Bad side of town.
So they're like almost right next door to each other. And the person I was with, we were probably 8 years old or something, stole some candy from the Uptown Krausers, and we got down to the Downtown Krausers, and he was like, all right, dude, your turn. So I walked in there. I was like real nervous walking around, and I tried to walk past and grab a Charleston Chew like this, just sort of grab it, and I barely even got my hands on it before the woman behind the counter went, hey, what are you doing? I was like, and ran out of there. Actually took off, and it was horrifying. And my criminal career not off to a great start there.
Wow.
McLovin, would you like to just wag your finger and shake your head at us, please?
McLovin, did you once use a calculator during an algebra quiz?
No, I mean, honestly, in my 8th grade commencement speech, I think I quoted Winston Churchill without attributing it correctly. It was really, it's haunted me from this day on, but I just want to come clean.
Correctly.
Let it out.
They should have known when I was mentioning Stalin that I was not talking about 8th grade.
Stalin reference.
Oh, the Yalta Conference, I believe it was. Okay, enough of this chicanery. Stay with us. After the break, we're going to talk baseball and all sorts of... Hold on. All right, that's 5-0. I'm out.
That's 5-0. I knew it. I knew it.
5-0.
5-0.
There's a 487.
Time! Let me see the glove.
Why would you need that?
Hand it over.
Okay. How did that get in there?
Look, I'm issuing you a warning. No gloves with any foreign substances.
Got it, got it.
Time!
Oh, you said no foreign substances.
What the hell? Where is this even plugged in? Look, last chance. Nothing on the glove, no heavy machinery, nothing. Or your ass is gone.
Got it, Blue.
Time! That's it. You're out of here!
Welcome back to the box score. Looks like that pitcher's in a lot of hot water, just steeped in lotion or something. I don't know. A story,
Hands like this.
a story came out this week about Major League Baseball trying to clarify these home plate collision rules. Paulie, do you miss the old days where they just had those great crashes at the home plate?
I guess I do, because there's not that many of them. You see a handful a year. Baseball is the most buttery sport. It's just so soft. If you're going to block the plate, then the guy runs over you. That's standard procedure. And you know, why do you have to put a rule of it? It should be your decision as a catcher. You want to block the plate, fine, but you get what you deserve.
Yeah, I don't want to see anyone concussed or seriously injured, but I definitely miss the.
But you can't have both, though.
The Ray Fosse. Well, if someone gets hurt, hopefully it won't be serious. But I missed collisions at the plate.
Just out of curiosity, when you say you miss them, how many of the games have you watched this year that you were like, man, I wish there were collisions?
Pretty much none. But when you see highlights over the years, you know, whether it's Fosse and Pete Rose or whatever, there's been some great home plate collisions over the years on those those highlight reels that they put together. And I agree with Paulie. Like, if you're going to block the plate, you're going to get run over. But I don't like the fact that they have to make rules about it.
Remember the end of A League of Their Own where what's her name? Gina Davis runs over her sister at the plate.
Kittredge.
The umpire would have wiped that play away, and it would never happen. It would have changed history.
Yeah, this kind of scares me a little bit, but and it makes me feel kind of dirty. But I'm gonna agree with Todd here. If I was watching any baseball this year, I'd be able to tell you if I missed the collisions. But I haven't watched a single game, and I don't really plan on it until maybe October. So I'll let you know how the playoffs work out and if I miss those collisions.
That was kind of my initial reaction. I read that story. I'm like, oh yeah, they have that blocking the plate rule. Has the season started yet?
Are they playing?
Not for the Astros. While the home plate collision rule has some people scratching their heads, we wanted to see if we could get the Danettes scratching their heads. So we dreamed up a little something we call breaking the rules. Okay, no graphic for that. We don't need that one. Okay, it's a simple true or false quiz. Each correct answer gets a point. Let's begin. We start in the front row. True or false? A batter can advance 3 bases if a fielder touches a fair ball with his cap or mask.
No, not true.
Not true. False.
I'm sorry, it is true, and it's referred to as the ground rule triple.
What? Have you heard of that?
I don't know.
Never heard of that.
That's it. Moving on. Next up to the back row. True or false? If the bases are empty, the pitcher must throw his pitch within 12 seconds, or it's called a ball.
That is patently false. It should be true, but it is false.
That's absolutely true. I'm going Steelsies on that. That's absolutely true.
They don't enforce it very much.
That's absolutely true.
Is that the rule that they want to implement?
Not only that, we were just talking about that on the show about like a week ago.
No,
it's true. It's true. It's true. Back to the front row. True or false? If a runner loses his pants while rounding the bases, he is automatically awarded a base.
It should be a rule. Oh man, the pants rule. That's a Steve Lyons rule. You're the baseball guy.
Yeah, I'm not the pantsless. See, this is really
you've done a lot of pantsless stuff.
I've done a lot of pantsless stuff on baseball fields. That is true. If he loses his pants while rounding the base, he's
given the next base in front of him?
Awarded home plate. No, this is false. Cripes. Why are we thinking this much about it?
It's false. It's false. Home plate was the
I wouldn't even like think about it that much.
To the back row, true or false, if a pitch gets lodged in the catcher's or umpire's mask, all runners advance 1 base.
They stop.
I kind of like that.
That's kind of cool. Does that ever happen?
I think it's cool enough to say true, even if every once in a while, I think it could
What if the ball bounces and hits the umpire in the junk and just stays there and it's hunched over in the? That's really painful one way or
That's
another.
yeah.
Let's say true.
I'm gonna say true too. Yeah, let's go.
That is true, and McLovin's interpretation of the Schwanz rule is also true. Good job. We are all winners today. Still to come, it's a moment all Twitter has been waiting for. We're going to replace all of us with ladies. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Box Score. It is last call here at the Box Score Bar. Guys, Bill Murray just listed his all-female cast for the classic Ghostbusters and came up with these actresses: Emma Stone, Linda Cardellini, Kristen Wiig, and Melissa McCarthy. Fritzy, how fast would you hop in line to watch these 4 women don proton packs and take down some ghosts?
I would definitely watch that, especially Kristen Wiig. I just, when you have a combination of, being attractive and very clever with the comedy, that's why I like, women like Leslie Mann. I'm a big fan.
Let's go around the horn. If you guys could pick 5 lovely ladies to replace all of us, who would you go with? Paulie, let's start with you.
Well, I not only picked a lady, but the time period from when she was at her peak. I'm going to go an early 90s Pam Anderson. I'm going to go the girl washing the car in the movie Cool Hand Luke. Wow. I'm going to go from the movie Flash Gordon, Princess Aura. Fantastic. Just saw that last night. I'm also going to go Sloane Peterson from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Holy moly.
Played by Mia Sara. I mean, this is a hit list.
Holy moly.
I'm going to peak it with, and I can't believe no one's taken this one. Luckily, I went first. From the fantastic hockey movie Youngblood with Rob Lowe, Cynthia Gibb, who played the coach's daughter. You put those 5 in this room, whoop, rating spike.
I feel like Leah Thompson could slide right in.
She almost made it. I'm serious. She almost made it.
Yeah, see where you're going.
McLovin, who do you got?
Okay, I kind of did it differently than Paulie. I tried to match like actresses to us.
That's what I did.
So I have Zoe Deschanel as Seton, both very sprightly figures. I like it. I have Lena Dunham as Todd because of her emotional and sexual honesty.
That is perfect.
That's just not cool.
That is.
Why?
Why?
I'm so jealous
By the way,
of that.
no offense, but she's better looking than you are. I have Elizabeth Hasselbeck as Paulie. I don't know why. They just remind me of each other. I'm not going to cast Nora Dunn as me. I don't think that she got enough work. And I have Shelley Winters as Brock. That explains itself.
Shelley Winters.
Who's
Star
that?
of Poseidon. Okay, see, who do you have?
All right, well, I'm going to start off with myself. I replaced me with Amy Adams because she is supremely talented and sneaky hot. So, obviously.
hot.
I know for real.
Brock, for you, I went with Mindy Cohn from Facts of Life.
Nice.
Andrew, you're being replaced with Joan Cusack.
Nice. Tall.
Paul, you were a toss-up, and this is tough. I'll let you pick. You're a toss-up between B. Arthur and Cloris Leachman.
B. Arthur.
B.
I wanna say
Arthur
Cloris-
had some authority. I mean, she
But
brought.
Cloris Leachman has the proper amount of snark.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good hybrid. I'm going to go Cloris Leachman. Good call.
And I went, this was all just literally the first people that came to my mind, but with Fritzy, I went Anne Ramsey, who you may actually know as Mama Fratelli from The Goonies. When I thought of what woman would I want to replace Todd, I went with, Owen doesn't have any friends. Throw Mama from the Train.
Your
Anne
mouth,
Ramsey.
how come you ain't
What a
saying
doll.
nothing? Okay, Fritzy, who do you have?
All right, for you, Brock, I had Bette Midler. Sense of humor, can sing, underrated.
Wow, that's good.
looks.
Beaches.
For McLovin, I went Ellen DeGeneres for personality and dress.
You can almost not tell the difference.
I went Lindsay Lohan for Seton, has a partying wild side, can unleash his temper, but can be sensitive and appealing. For Paulie, I went Sarah Silverman, snarky sense of humor, not afraid to offend others.
Wow,
For
this is a good
myself, I went with Melissa McCarthy, can be very funny at times, and could afford to drop some LBs.
Oh.
That's my
Okay, well, I'm going to go with Seton will be played by Kathy Griffin. Paulie will be played by Jane Lynch. McLovin, of course, Madeline Albright for obvious reasons. Myself, Dot Marie Jones from Glee. And Fritzy, Rhea Perlman. Fritzy, Rhea Perlman, who's on
Rhea
tomorrow?
Perlman's solid. That's pretty great.
Nicely done.
Who's on tomorrow, Rhea?
Tomorrow we've got Rich Eisen will join us from the NFL Network, and Oklahoma coach Bob Stoops as he gets ready to take on the Vols of Tennessee.
Oh, thanks on behalf of all of us and myself, Mindy Cohen. Thanks for watching the box score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!